Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I was asked what type of Bristol paper do I personally use, and I've been using this one for years, but I'm sure you can get lots of different brands that are equally as good. This one is the Strathmore Bristol paper. It is the smooth surface and it's 20 sheets for this particular brand that I use. It's 9 by 12 inches and it is 100-pound weight or 270 GSM. Now, I really love this. I've been using it for years. And it's usually about $9, which I think is a really great deal. Now, sometimes you can find it for cheaper than that, like at Dick Blick they have sales. And I was also asked, how do I keep my papers from buckling? And what I do is I remove all the pages from my pad, and then I just use the back part of the pad, which is a stiff cardboard, and I kind of pin it like so with my clothespins, and that seems to keep it straight. But I just wanted to point out that my paper still has buckling. Maybe you can't see it in the video, but like it really does have buckling to it. But you know, years ago when I took an art class, the teacher was explaining to us how we really want all of those irregularities to show up, because this is it's an original piece of art. It's not a print. And when you go to museums and you look at art pieces, if you go really as close as you can to the piece of art, and if it's on any kind of a paper, you can see the irregularities, you can see the buckling, you can see the creases, you can see all of the gorgeous stuff that happens, and you want those, you invite those in, because not only does it add to the piece, but it shows that it is an original piece of art. It's not a print. Like you don't, well, I shouldn't say you, I don't know, this is, you know, a personal choice, but I personally, and a lot of artists, they don't want everything to be flat and look like a print, because it's not a print, it's an original piece of art. So I invite all of those things in, and because I used all sorts of collage, like my own paper, and I use tea bags, etc., there is going to be a lot of wrinkles and creases. So I'm going to bring it up closer, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking up on it, so I'm going to tilt it like so. But you know, there are like tons of creases and buckling and all sorts of things, and I want those in my art. So anyways, I allow this to completely dry, and I'm just loving what's going on here. Now what I decided to do is I'm going to break out my oil pastels, and I'm going to use them only on the figure and maybe on this little kind of a sun or a moon situation over here. I'm not going to use the oil pastels for my background, and this way it's going to bring the figure forward, because it's going to, you know, oils, they're so lush and rich. They're going to like kind of separate the foreground from the background. So I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna grab some blues here, and I have my Caran d'Ache oil pastels, and I also have this kind of a mid to cheaper grade oil pastel. It's Mungyo, and it's from South Korea, I believe. So I just am gonna grab some blues here, and I'm just really gonna lay it on. I think what I am going to do is I am going to build up the face a little bit with my acrylic ink here. And I'm going to use this Liquitex Burnt Sienna, which I love, but obviously if you're going to be doing a different skin tone, then you would, you would go with a different color. And I'm just going to kind of let that sit there. But what I'm going to do is I am going to like just bring in some oil pastels here for, the outlines. And let me see, I'm going to grab some white here just to make it like really pop against this black. I just love oil pastels. I love the different ways we can use them. Like you can use them in a linear way, like you can make lots of lines with them, but you can also like smush them into the page and then get that like painterly kind of feel. And I'm not gonna do too much to this little piece here. And because, initially I thought it was gonna be a sun, but now because it's dark, it looks like more it's gonna be a moon. So I honestly just think it looks really beautiful with that white there, and it picks up on the white over here and here. So I think I'm just gonna leave that alone. But I am gonna get my blue Stabilo here. And just make some delicious marks. So I'm just kind of fiddling around here because I want to make some interesting kind of marks. And so I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna kind of like, just kind of go around here like to move the eye around. And now, for me personally, I still think that the background is a little bit too busy. Like it's kind of distracting me when I look at it. Like I need it to be a little bit more pushed back. And I don't know if that's something I need to kind of just get over and just leave it alone, or if I need to put another layer of my chalk paint in ink. But because I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Because if I, if I put it on and then I go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. When I don't know what to do, I just leave it alone and kind of think about it. But I ask myself the question, like, hey, what should I do? Should I, do this, or should I do that? And I'm not gonna work on the face because it's still very wet. But I think I'm done with this series. So I made 3 parts to it. This is a 3rd part, but I think I'm done with it. But I just wanted you guys to see how, collage is such a great way to build up your page, and it's just so amazing to use them for first layers. I just think it adds such an unexpected element of playfulness and curiosity, and it dictates all the subsequent layers that that you're going to put on the page. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.